Oh, you're going too slow. Let me take the wheel.
It's too fast. How could you even tell what's on?
I can tell. Too late. I'm in the 40s. Gotta go around the horn. Fasten.
Why can't make you do anything that you don't want to do, and you can't make me say anything to put myself in a position to make me seem like just another spoiled fuckface with no idea how things work in the real world where you have no control.
Just got up, eating breakfast. Got upper day today, so I'm excited for that, but first I gotta get through school. I have an AP Lit quiz today. That's really the only thing I need to look out for. Everything else will be pretty chill. It's 8:15, just left my house, so gotta hurry up. I have about 15 minutes to get to school. 9 degrees out right now. It's freezing. It's not that bad. My jacket's really nice, keeps me warm, so isn't as bad as it could be, but still pretty cold, and having a bad hair day so far. Probably gonna keep the hoodie on, at least for the morning. Not a great start to the day, but I think it's only up from here.
Do I say it again? Me and Danny have a matching fit.
Really?
Yes.
You know, whatever you say.
Yo, hop in the vlog, you.
Yo, go get vlog.
I started off with 2 sets of bench. I benched twice during the week, on my upper days and on my push days. I start off with bench on both of those so I can go in unfatigued, because it's something I'm really trying to work on and get really strong at. The main thing I'm focusing on here as I go through my warm-ups is retracting my scapula, getting my upper back on the bench with a little bit of an arch, getting my feet underneath me so I get a good leg drive, and lowering the bar with my lats. The second the bar touches my chest, I'm exploding up as fast as I can. It looks a little bit ridiculous with the lighter weights, but the point I'm trying to make is that I need to be explosive when I get to my heavier weights, so I want to warm up that way as well. After doing all my warm-ups, bar, 135, 185, and then finally 225, I was feeling really good, really locked in, so I decided I was going to go for a PR. My current PR before this day was 315. I went for 295 to gauge how 325 was going to move, which is what I wanted to attempt, and it went really well. So I loaded on 325, and it moved really good, which got me and Elias hype. I was feeling ambitious, so I went for 335 next, which I didn't get, but I was still happy going out of this because I had a new all-time PR on bench, and I was also tied for the heaviest bench in the school. At least for one day, until Braden went for 335 the next day because he saw that I hit 325, so I hate you, Braden. Anyways, next I went into weighted pull-ups, my favorite lat exercise. I finally broke my plateau on these and moved up to doing 55 pounds on the belt. I felt like I've been doing 45 for 6 forever, so it was great to be able to do 55 for 6. The form gets pretty sloppy at the end with some kipping and momentum and stuff to help me get it up, but I'm really just trying to empty the tank there and go all the way to failure, so that's the point of that. I'd always rather get 3 or 4 clean reps and then grind out another like 1 or 2 kipping ones than just get those 3 or 4 clean reps and stop there. In terms of progressive overload, I don't think it really matters. Like, I'm just trying to progress from week to week and do a higher number of reps and weight. So if my last reps are clean or sloppy, that doesn't make much of a difference. Like, I could have gotten 3 or 4, maybe 5 strict reps here, or I could have done the 6 sloppy ones. Either way, I'm gonna try and add on to that the next week. Dips were next. I try and get all my compound lifts, so my bench, my pull-ups, my dips done in the first part of the workout, so that way I go into them the least fatigued. Dips are going to be a huge part of what I'm trying to do with increasing my bench, so I really need to get those back up to where they were before football. I was able to get 135 for 4 in the summer, while here I only did 115 for 4, so I definitely need to step that up. Preacher curls next, doing one arm at a time. Like I talked about in my midterm week vlog, I'm doing some unilateral exercises for arms to fix my muscle imbalance, which I think has already corrected itself in terms of bicep strength. I still have some progress to be made on triceps though, as you can tell when I try and lock out my bench how my left often lags behind. I have to say, as good as preacher curls are at building the biceps, they are a really boring bicep exercise. Like something like dumbbell curls or barbell curls, I find to be way more fun because you can really load it up a lot more and you can kind of ego lift it a lot, like swing it around and stuff like that. Well, this is very strict, and while that's amazing for bicep growth, it's just not as fun as loading on a ton of weight to like a big barbell and swinging it around and stuff. Since this is like a pretty relatively new exercise to me, I've definitely been able to progressively overload it pretty quickly. So I'm up to doing 45s for 5, even though when I was starting this, I was doing, I think like the 25s or the 30s. Once I'm able to get 45s for 8, I'm gonna go up to 50, and then I'll probably be stuck at that for a while because the Firehouse gym just goes from 50 to 60. There's no like 55 to go up to from there. Incline Smith was next with 165. I don't know if you guys realized, but I'm alternating between my pushing and pulling movements. The reason for that is because I want both of them to get an equal amount of work as my fatigue level grows. The main thing I'm focusing on here as I do my incline is to tuck my elbows. This is something I learned about recently, and although you're able to do less weight than if you flared your elbows, it's definitely worth it for the upper chest isolation. Another thing I like to do is pausing right before the bar hits my chest, not going all the way down, so I really keep the tension on. Although he did this with free weights and not Smith, this is something you'll see Jay Cutler do a lot of in his old training videos. Wide grip machine rows are next here. I wish I had access to a T-bar row machine because those look really cool, but I don't, so these are gonna have to do for now. I already worked my lats with the 2 sets of pull-ups before this, so this is really meant to work on my upper back, which you can tell by my wide grip. The main thing I'm focusing on here is driving my elbows back using my upper back, not my biceps and my forearms. When I get back, I squeeze, and then I let it go all the way down for a nice stretch. At the end here, I do some partials that kind of look like a Kelso shrug to really get some extra stimulation on the upper back. Now it's time for the GOAT of tricep exercises. I mean, just the best pump out there, best tricep growth. Nothing bad to say about JM press. It's really just the GOAT all around. The only thing I find a little tricky about JM press is keeping my setup consistent from workout to workout, especially when I'm going to the JCC opposed to the Firehouse gym. I feel like the weight I do will often be altered because I don't put the bench in the same place as before. I don't have the exact same hand positioning. So it's definitely something I'm getting used to as I get more comfortable with the exercise. Good lift so far. Really wanted the 335 bench. Always like really fun to hit it. Double PR once, throw on another one, hit that too, but you know, still got to be grateful for the 325 all-time PR. Is never something to be upset about. Now I just got lateral raises and rear delt flies left. That'll close out the upper day. So really fun so far, kind of all over the place, but got a really good pump, so having fun. Rear delt flies with dumbbells were next. I definitely like using the machine, you know, when you go into the pec deck and then you move it to the other settings so you can do your rear delts, but I'm not really able to do those right now. I had a little AC sprain during the state semifinals, and even though it's pretty much recovered, it still hurts doing that machine to the point that I can't push the set anywhere close to failure. It's like the one movement where that still hurts. It hurt a lot on bench when I first got it, but now it's completely gone away for everything except that exercise. I can only do the 25s on these because, to be honest, my rear delts just aren't that strong. Definitely the weakest of the 3 heads of the shoulder, so I want to work on that a lot. Final exercise here, and one of my all-time favorites, dumbbell lateral raises. I did the 45s here for about 10 real reps and then a lot of partials because, you know, it's the last exercise. I want to get everything out. I don't want to feel like I left anything on the table, and it also gives you a really good pump. So yeah, overall, really good upper day. It's definitely a lot of volume, so may need to tweak it in the future if I plateau or slow down with my progress. But as of right now, I'm progressing every session, so I don't really see any reason to change it. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And to be honest, I prefer longer workouts anyways. After my last set, went over to update my all-time bench on the PR leaderboard we have here. So it went from 315, which I hit last May, to 325. So finally broke that plateau. Walking home after an amazing upper day. Mom's making dinner. Don't know what it is, but I don't know, probably like some variation of chicken and rice. Gonna stop at Mobile, get a body armor, and finish this freezing walk home in like 10-degree weather. Got a little bit of homework, but not much, and then probably end the night off playing some Xbox, either some Arkham Asylum, or if my dad wants to, play against him in 2K. So it'll be a nice night, chill little Monday night, not much homework to do, so catch you. The main thing I did that night was make sure I was set for my AP Gov vocabulary test. I had a Quizlet already made for the terms, so all I had to do was go on there, study the terms a little bit, grind some practice tests, and then I felt like I was ready. After I finished that, I wrote a sonnet for AP Lit, and then I handled some calculus homework. I finished all that at around 9:30 or 10, so I had a little bit of time to go onto the Xbox and play 2K against my dad. I was the Timberwolves, and he was the Spurs, and I didn't record it, but I dropped, I think, 49 with Ant, and I won by about 20, so that was really fun. And that was my full upper day vlog. I went to bed after that at about 11, so thank you for watching.